There we go. All right, again, my spiel. Hi, guys. My name is Amanda DeMuzio, and I am a senior artistic educator here in Boardman, Ohio, where I also work behind the chair at Root Salon and Wellness Spa. At the salon, I focus on bridal. We are a bridal focus salon, blonding, color corrections, and of course, our Vivids. Who doesn't love Vivids when it comes to PRAVANA? And a little fun fact about me is I am obsessed with baseball, and it is just about baseball season. So I don't know if any of you guys watch it, but the Guardians are going to the World Series again this year. I say it every year. If you guys want to let us know anything about yourselves, go ahead and tell us a fun fact about you in the chat. I love to get to know who I am interacting with as well. Now, today we are going to talk all things HydraGloss. HydraGloss is going to be our Demi-Permanent line. It is our full Demi-Permanent line. We have over 31 intermixable shades, which is so cool. They are mixed 1 part of our HydraGloss to 1 part of our Zero Lift Developer. We are only going to use our Zero Lift Cream Developer with our HydraGloss. HydraGloss is going to be ammonia free, which is great, especially if any of your clients have sensitivities. It is also gluten, silicone, and alcohol free. So she is super gentle, and she is going to leave your hair up to 2 times shinier, which is amazing. I use it so much behind the chair for my blondes because we all know blondes can get a little dingy, they get the universe in their hair. So our HydraGloss are able to kind of add that shine back in to our blondes. Now our HydraGloss is going to be a gel-like consistency. And I saw some hands in the chat saying that you guys have used HydraGloss before, correct? I have. Next to me through the power of TV. I mixed up a little bit of our HydraGloss because I wanted you guys to really get to see the consistency of it. Now, it is so nice. I'm going to be like a YouTuber. Are you ready? Wow. And it kind of stays where you put it. So you don't have to worry about this running, dripping, getting all over the place. It's very nice to work with, which we love. Blending it out is very nice as well. Spin that around for you. So when it comes to HydraGloss, first, how many of you guys use PRAVANA? Or not just HydraGloss. Do you use our ChromaSilk? Do you use our Vivids, anything like that? Perfect. Me too, obviously. So we all know, or I hope that everybody is aware that our ChromaSilk line is going to be a cool base color line, right? So when we use our ChromaSilk, we know that it is equal parts of our primary colors. So all that means is we have equal parts of our blue, yellow, and red. And blue is such a strong tone, it kind of takes over that yellow and red and pulls it to the slightly cool side, which to me was a giant selling point when it pertains to doing color behind the chair. It makes my job a little bit easier. I think so, at least. So when we talk about our HydraGloss, it is slightly different. And I'm going to pull her up right here. I got this nice little color chart for you guys. I don't know if you can see it or not with the glare. But our HydraGloss is going to be 1 part blue, 2 parts red, and 3 parts yellow. Can anybody give me an idea of what that means? Where this color line kind of lives? Anybody have any ideas? So by there being, cool, that's a good guess. So with HydraGloss, with there being that extra red and that extra yellow to kind of counteract that blue and control it, keep it from pulling everything more to that cool side, HydraGloss lives in this neutral tone right here, right smack dab in the middle. So that is a great choice that we have when we are using our HydraGloss because we have our cool base, right? And now we have our neutral base, which is great for adding dimension into that hair. It is also perfect for shadow rooting or smudge rooting, whatever you like to call it behind the chair. It is also perfect for our gray blending. Now, when we are using our HydraGloss, we are able to get up to 50% gray coverage with our HydraGloss, which is amazing. So I don't know about anybody in here, and let me know if you do, but I do a ton of gray blending behind the chair, especially because I am a blonde lover. You can't tell by looking at my hair, but that is because I look like Draco Malfoy when I'm blonde. But because of that, I made it a goal in my life to be very confident and very comfortable with doing all of my blondes. And with that, I have a lot of gals who may have a little bit of those wisdom highlights, a little bit of gray coming through. And I like to use my HydraGloss to blend that out as a retouch while I am foiling them. That gray blending that it gives allows their root and those highlights to grow out seamlessly. It is beautiful every single time. And my clients really, really love how seamless it grows out. Gray blending is also perfect for all of those silver-haired queens who are wanting to enhance and embrace their natural tones. HydraGloss, we have a 5S, which I am obsessed with using as a low light for our natural gray gals to give a little bit more dimension in there. And our 10S and our 10B are perfect to take out any of those yellow tones that our grays may be holding on to, especially the very, very light ones. I know I've had some gray girls come in and their hair starts to grab a little bit yellow. So it is a great way to be able to give them a service, shine, blending, and neutralizing all at the same time. Is everybody following me? Everybody feeling good? Now, when I am doing gray blending, I am making sure I am mixing my color. I'm using a scale because PRAVANA is a weighted color line. So I normally will mix in grams, and I want to make sure 5S, perfect. I see that it says 5S is my favorite for gray blending. Love to hear it. But because PRAVANA is a weighted color line, we need to make sure we are weighing every single time. I know all of you guys are weighing everything every single time, right? Even our lighteners. But we are mixing 1 part HydraGloss to 1 part of that Zero Lift Cream Developer only. We are using our Zero Lift Cream Developer with our HydraGloss only because HydraGloss is deposit only. Right? We are only depositing color on their hair. It is a true Demi-Permanent hair color. Yes, it is 1 part of your HydraGloss to 1 part of your Zero Lift Cream Developer. It is slightly different than how we mix our ChromaSilk, right? Now, when we are using our HydraGloss, again, we are making sure that we are using that Zero Lift Cream Developer. Because it is deposit only. We want to make sure we are not using any of our higher developers because it is not created to work that way, and we want to keep it in that Demi-Permanent family. Now, when we are using HydraGloss, we are going to allow it to process for up to 20 minutes. Now, I will always say when you are doing gray blending, make sure that you are allowing it to sit on for that full 20 minutes. And then you can kind of use your better judgment when using it for toning and things like that. But I will let you guys know that as with any hair color, HydraGloss is a progressive hair color. So the longer you leave it on, the more of that tone you are going to see. If you leave it on that full 20 minutes, I'm gonna go back to 5S. You are going to see that 5S to all its glory, without a better way of saying that. Now, another difference, slight difference between ChromaSilk cream hair color, which again is our permanent color option. Our HydraGloss is a letter system. So our friends who already use ChromaSilk, were you guys a little bit confused when you saw PRAVANA busting out the letters? I love it. It allows us to keep everything a little bit more separate, and how our tones are made up in HydraGloss is different than how our tones are made up in our perfect ChromaSilk cream hair color, right? Now I'm going to pull her out again just because she's easy to get close to. Now when you see our tones on here, we have, let's say, our 1B, we have our 8B, and we have our 10B, right? Does anybody notice anything different about those letters there? Anybody? Bum, 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 bum. That's my game show noise. Yes, lowercase. So our 1B and our 8B have those big B's on there, and that is because at a 1B and an 8B, you need more blue than you need at a level 10, right? So our 1B, which I'm obsessed with, segue, I am a black hair lover, and 1B for your clients who you do their 1 and 2 weeks later, they're like, I'm brunette, or I'm red. 1B is the perfect thing for them. But away from that segue, there is enough blue in a level 1 to tone and compensate and use all of those underlying pigments and everything at a level 1. At a level 10, there is enough blue at a level 10 to tone and neutralize at a level 10. Does that make sense, you guys? So our 1B and our 8B are going to have more of that blue than our 10B. So you don't have to worry about our 10B turning the hair blue, which is amazing, especially if you do a lot of platinum girls and you're kind of worried or have been scared to use the 10B because you're worried it's going to turn blue. You don't have to worry about that. There's enough blue at a level 10 to live at a level 10. So when it comes to HydraGloss with all of our shades, there is enough tone for the level that it lives at. So again, we'll take another one. We'll just do, let's do 6 ABV. So 6 ABV has enough ash and enough blue, violet, or beige to live at a level 6. Does that kind of make sense for you guys? There's enough ash and enough blue violet of a level 6 to live at a level 6. Perfect, perfect. You guys are doing great. Snaps all around. Or the kids do what this now? Like clock it. I'm old now. At least my 16-year-old says I'm old. And then another great thing with HydraGloss is all of these tones. This is was our beginning one. It's just easier to hold up for you guys. But all of our 31 shades can be intermixed together to create your own custom shades. I'm going to show you guys some shades here very soon, but they can all be intermixed. The mixing ratio, oh no, half of your chat is gone. But I'm so sorry I couldn't read all of your chat about the 1B. I'm so sorry. So another great thing about our HydraGloss is we have this clear here. Now clear can be intermixed with any of our shades to create a lighter level, or it can be used as a standalone treatment to add shine and softness and hydrate that hair. It is a great add-on to do it if you are doing a haircut behind the chair or a nice refresh to do for any of your shades, really. It adds a ton of shine. The clear is slightly different than the rest of our HydraGloss because it has extra cationic conditioner. So that is going to add even more shine into the hair. So clear is a great top coat even if you are doing an all-over color with ChromaSilk or you are doing a blonding service and you like that raw lift. You can put on that clear to add a lot of shine, which is super nice. The nice thing about our clear too is when you use it with our Zero Lift Cream Developer, it has extra bonding technology in it as well. So again, it is a great thing to use after a blonding service. I'm obsessed. Our HydraGloss also can be used on straight, wavy, curly, coily, previously lightened hair. Does it act like a top coat in the... I'm so sorry, I can't see all of these. Oh no. Does it...
You turned your sound off, Amanda.
I'm so sorry. I thought I could tap it and your question would get bigger. I'm so sorry. Technical difficulties. So are you asking like a nail polish top coat? I'm not, I don't want to give you the wrong information there. I'm not sure if it will keep that hair color lasting longer underneath. I will let you know that our HydraGloss will last up to 30 shampoos or 10 weeks. I haven't seen like significant or bad, I guess, for lack of another word, fadage when my clients come back in at 6, 8, 12 weeks. So I wouldn't be too concerned about it fading too much because when it even does fade, it fades on tone and is super beautiful. I hope that made sense for you. Now, another there are tons of ways to, perfect, thank you. There are tons of ways to utilize our HydraGloss. Now we talked about for gray blending, and we talked about to use clear on its own to do a standalone shine treatment by using all of those cationic conditioners and the bonding treatment to just add a ton of shine, strength, and hydration to the hair. Now another way that you can use our HydraGloss is by refreshing ends. So if you are using ChromaSilk Cream hair color as a retouch because your client wants that full kind of gray coverage, you can use our HydraGloss on the mids to ends to kind of refresh all of that color. And that allows you to not put permanent color over permanent color over permanent color because we know eventually that may end up getting a little bit darker. So we are able to use a demi-permanent line, again, which is our HydraGloss, for those mids and ends to create a ton of shine and refresh that color without having to worry. You don't have to worry about them kind of touching each other. You can melt them together and make a very seamless color melt as well. I love a good color melt. I use our ChromaSilk a lot, or our HydraGloss a lot for that because again, it is that gel-like consistency. So it goes a long way and it's very easy to get that saturation and kind of, this is my color melt movement, mix it or blend it together so you're not getting any lines. So when we are doing color melts, we can also do root smudges, root taps, shadow roots after a lightning service with our HydraGloss. Now I'm going to grab her again. I love utilizing our NTs to do a shadow root or a smudge root. I feel like they blend very seamlessly. They look very natural and they give that beautiful kind of grow out that allows our client's hair color to last them the long haul, right? We do not want our clients leaving and seeing that root super fast, at least for me. I want my clients to get the most bang for their buck, and by using our neutrals in our HydraGloss, we are able to give them that beautiful seamless grow out and that color match for those root smudges. Now, how am I doing a root smudge? Our HydraGloss can go on wet or dry hair. And when I say wet, I don't mean like out of the shampoo bowl like a dog soaking wet, right? Because that's going to dilute everything. But we want to make sure we towel dry that hair very well. And then we will go in with our neutral or whatever tone we desire for that shadow. And then we can do a melt with either 1 or 2 shades in the mids and ends. You are the artist. Use these to create your own art. I love saying that what we do is creating art because I truly believe that. Um, when you are doing a color melt, a nice little pro tip is start in the back, right? And we are not going to just do the whole root and then do that blend, right? Because that color is processing. Yes, that color is processing as we go. So we don't want to create a line on accident by applying our root all over the head first and then going in with our mids to ends shade. So we want to go ahead and apply our root and our mids to end shade at the same time and give her a little one of these, right? So that we can blend everything seamlessly together. A little tip when it comes to doing root smudges and things like that, I always do it in the opposite way that I foiled. So if I went in and I foiled that hair horizontally, I am going to go in and do my shadow root vertically. And that allows me to make sure that I'm not following the same lines for one and creating lines on accident, but it just assures that I'm going to get that beautiful blend that HydraGloss is going to help me get. Another great thing about HydraGloss is because it doesn't process super fast, right? We have that up to 20 minutes to allow that to sit. We can take our time a little bit when we are doing blending work or shadow roots or anything of that kind of sort, which is really nice and allows us to do a little bit more creative toning. It is also perfect to add lowlights into your client's hair. I know it's summer. I'm saying it's summer. I am claiming it. I wasn't meant to live in Ohio. I hate the cold. So I am claiming summer. So we may not be doing as much low lighting right now, but it is the perfect way to do a low light without one having that crazy commitment that a permanent hair color will give because it is a demi-permanent. And I'm I love on the neutrals and I will forever love on the neutrals. They make a beautiful natural looking low light. And they are perfect too to do like those trending looks like our calico look, which I'm obsessed with. I love the calico. And also some of those chunkier type of highlights that we are seeing again, because we're all going back to the early 2000s, but I am 100% here for it. But HydraGloss is a perfect low light to do with that as well. Especially if we're doing, I hate saying this, but if we're doing the Kelly Clarkson, our 5R is Chef's Kiss. So beautiful. Now I'm going to show you guys some tones. I made you guys some swatches. I did some science. I love to mess with swatches. If you guys are uncomfortable with anything, I totally recommend using swatches. You can either buy them or you can make your client think you're a little bit creepy and take their hair and wrap it in tape, and it is a great way to make a swatch with with low cost. We're reduce, reusing, and recycling, right? So the first thing I want to show you guys is kind of what our gray blending is. And so here, right here is going to be just our 6N, right? So that is going to be with our ChromaSilk cream hair color. And you see we got that full gray coverage. And we used our 20 volume. So we mixed 1 part of our ChromaSilk cream hair color in 6N. And then 1.5 parts of my 20 volume cream developer. And I allowed this to process for 45 minutes, room temperature, no heat, nothing in PRAVANA is made to go under heat. And we got that kind of full gray coverage. Can you guys see that kind of well? I'm trying not to get the glare. Does this fade out with a line without a line of demarcation? So I want to make sure I'm answering about the right product. Are you talking about the ChromaSilk cream hair color leaving a line of demarcation? No, HydraGloss. So depending, HydraGloss usually kind of, I don't want to say fades, but because it is a demi-permanent hair color, it's still making that permanent change to the hair, right? Because it is hair color, it is oxidative, but it is going to kind of slightly lose that tone and lighten as it grows out slightly. So this will grow out more seamlessly than this. But if you are putting a 1B on somebody who's a natural level 8, you're going to see it, but there's no way to not with that if you're going so light. But if you are more concerned with a natural grow out, you are going to go with HydraGloss over ChromaSilk. Now, again, we have that full coverage with our ChromaSilk cream hair color. And then we have our gray blending with that 6NT. I'm going to get real close to you guys. I brushed my teeth, I swear. So we have that gray blending with our 6NT. And then again, just to be real close, we have that full coverage with our 6N. Now our 6NT, we utilize our HydraGloss 6NT. So we did 1 part of 6NT to 1 part again with our Zero Lift Cream Developer. And we allowed this to process for that 20 minutes, right? And we got that gray blending. So if your clients like a little gray blending, this is going to be perfect for them. You still get, we say up to 50% gray blending, but as you can see, HydraGloss, she does her thing, right? She does it. We love it. She is perfect again to do in between foils. So your clients who may just want to be lighter and brighter but enhance their natural gray at the same time, this is perfect for. And also, can we just acknowledge how stunning 6NT is for your shadow root? Obsessed. It's like my friends at PRAVANA knew what they were doing when they were making color. I'm going to grab another one. So I am going to show you guys this. Now, this color is my baby. I'm obsessed with her. This is our 1B. So you see we have that big B. Shout out to my friend Angie. She has better handwriting for me, so she did this for you guys. So we have that 1B. I hope that is picking up on camera. Do you guys see how beautiful that is and how shiny it is? Are we seeing all of those blue tones? Again, she was on a very light swatch because I wanted you guys to get to actually see that tone. Are you seeing it? And then I'm going to slide down to our 8B. So our 8B, I want to get close. You guys see that swatch? She was kind of yellow, right? Look at how beautifully that 8B neutralized everything and blended it out. She's so pretty. And again, we see the difference in the amount of blue in our 8B. Yes, I agree. Versus the amount of blue in our 1B. Do you guys see that? 8B is perfect for getting out some of those more like yellow orange tones because blue is going to neutralize all of those. You have not been using 8B. You got to get her. Look at her. She's so pretty. She's just doing the thing. We love an 8B. She is perfect to tone with. And again, I've been harping on gray blending, but I love a way to make our gray hair clients kind of feel more seen and enhance their natural beauty. So by using our 8B, we can enhance those natural highlights, right? And also we can kind of neutralize when we are lifting. She is perfect for when I'm lightening someone and they just won't get over that like yellow orange, right? But they still want to be and live more on that ashy side of things. 8B is a perfect tone to use. Now, I have seen a ton of different tones kind of trending this summer. I have, and let me know if you guys have seen these too. I have been seeing like our expensive brunettes right? I always do this when things have a name. It makes me think, is it like Zoolander? I think there's a movie where Ben Stiller does this, but our are kind of expensive brunettes, which in my opinion are deep, like rich chocolates, right? Do you guys kind of agree with that? That expensive brunette lives more in that kind of chocolatey, rich, kind of shiny realm. Anybody? Nobody wants to hang out with me. No, I'm kidding. So I went ahead and kind of made some trending tones for you guys. So if you are just starting out with HydraGloss and are uncomfortable with them, other than making swatches and making your own, I wanted to give you guys some of my favorite formulations that I have been using behind the chair. Because again, I love our HydraGloss. I love a Demi-Permanent moment. I love how shiny and soft and silky and beautiful it makes the hair. So I want to get you guys more comfortable and give you guys a little bit of formulations. So I made you guys a chocolate tone. Do you guys see that? Does anybody have any thoughts on what I may have used for this chocolate tone? I like giving her a little shake. So our chocolates, or any chocolate, I love to utilize a warm tone and a cool tone, right? I feel like they kind of 6 GBV and 4 GBV. Love it, love it. I love those. Perfect. Yes, a warm and a cool. That is exactly how I make my chocolate. So here is the reveal. So we are going to do equal parts of our 5S and our 6GC, which is our golden copper. So again, by mixing these two shades, oh, I gave you guys the answer. By mixing these two shades together, we get that very like rich, expensive kind of brunette, right? And you already saw the next one. Is 6GC new? She is in our newer line, yes. She is beautiful. Do I have? Oh no. My friends at the salon like to steal my swatch book. That's what friends are for. But our 6 golden copper is beautiful. It is great for that nice kind of naturally dark reddish brown shade. If you haven't seen it, I would definitely grab it. I use it a lot, especially for things like this. Now, our next one, because I'm not a good hider, is going to be our mushroom tone. How does everybody feel about mushroom tones? Do we like them? Do we hate them? Are we tired of them? I feel like everybody's idea of mushroom may be slightly different. Same thing with any color, really. But this little mushroom I made for you guys. So this is going to be a mushroom blonde tone because again, I am claiming it is summertime. We we are bringing in the light, right? Not me personally, but you know, we're bringing in the bright hair. We are claiming that light, bright summertime. So I made you guys that mushroom blonde. And again, I'm going to do the same thing. Do you guys have any ideas on what I used to make a mushroom blonde? Anybody? So when I am doing a mushroom type of tone, it is cool, but again, it is warm, right? So mushroom, for this, we use 20 grams of our 10P. So 10P is going to be our pearl tone. 10 grams of our 8BV or blue violet. And 10 grams of our 8B by itself. Now, you may look at this and be like, what's warm? Our pearl is going to be a warm tone, right? It is a slight pink, cool silver pink base. And blue violet, believe it or not, I consider anything, you're welcome, anything with violet in it to be warm. You can yell at me if you want to, but because violet is made up of what? red and blue, right? I consider violet to be a slightly warm tone, and you can see that little reflection in it working with that slightly cool pink tone, right? You guys see that? Perfect. So again, for our chocolate, we did equal parts of 5S, which is our smoke, and 6 golden copper. And then for our mushroom blonde, we did 20 grams of our 10P, 10 grams of our 8BV, and 10 grams of our 8B. So that is 40 grams of color of our HydraGloss. So we are doing 40 grams of our Zero Lift Cream Developer. And the next kind of tones that at least I have been seeing coming back, and I am actually very, very happy about this, is going to be our warm blondes. I love a warm blonde. I think it is a beautiful tone for summer. And warm tones actually are going to brighten our clients' faces, right? It is going to draw that light in. It's going to make their skin glow. I always tell my clients, pay attention to what celebrities are doing on like the red carpet. Most of our blondes, celebrities are going to be that bright blonde, right? Because it reflects so well. And a lot of clients I have spoken to, if you guys have ran into this problem trying to transition them, my clients will be like, well, if I'm going to be a warm blonde, it's going to be brassy. I always tell them there is a difference between brassy on accident and warm and bright, and I feel like they're using the word expensive for everything, but expensive, old money, that's it. Blonde, there is a complete difference. So one of my favorite tones that I use after I do a highlight, I highlight them using my favorite lightener, which is going to be our Pure Light Ultra Lightener. I lighten them and then I go ahead and tone them at the bowl, shampoo, condition, rinse, towel dry very well. And I love, I'm going to show you guys this beautiful kind of old money blonde here. Just look at how that reflects the light too. Like she's a moment. She is having a moment. So for this, again, this swatch was more on that yellow side, right? So we wanted to neutralize that slightly. But again, I want to enhance as well because that yellow tone, that even if it's that pale banana peel yellow, we need that to add that reflect, right? So we did equal parts of our 10B in HydraGloss with our 10P. So we have that blue tone to kind of neutralize, and then we have that pearl tone to kind of enhance. And if you guys haven't noticed a pattern when it comes to me and formulations, I almost always grab a warm with a cool, right? If you guys are kind of catching on to how I do things. So again, this super bright brunette, where blonde is going to be equal parts of our 10B and our 10P with equal parts of our Zero Lift Cream Developer. Now you can do this on towel dried hair, or you can do an overlay on dry hair. If I have a client who has been blonde for a long time and say we are just doing a root retouch of their highlights, this is a very great to use in between those foils to give her a nice shiny, rich, bright tone. So every single hair on her head is getting love. And then the very last tone that I have been getting a lot of, and I have been getting it for a while, which I'm glad. Again, I think warm tones are here to stay at least for the summertime. It's going to be more of our copper tones and our ginger tones, right? I love a good redhead. Love a good redhead. And I will say without a doubt, hands down, PRAVANA, we have some of the most beautiful red tones, and we are able to create even more custom red tones with our HydraGloss because again, we can intermix them to create whatever shade under the rainbow we want. So sticking in the realm of blondes, I made this soft copper for you guys. So she is strawberry, she is copper, she is ginge. She would be beautiful as a low light with our bright blonde. And she is 30 grams of our 10P and 15 grams of our 7C. So we have 30 grams of our 10 pearl and we have 15 grams of our 7 copper, right? And it gives this beautiful kind of soft look. She's 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 ready for summer. I think all of these swatches are ready for summer, right? Perfect, perfect, perfect. I was trying to read the chat again. I'm so sorry. I keep looking at it, and for some reason, your guys' chat is kind of cut off. I'm so sorry. But again, so everything that we did today and talked about was with our HydraGloss line. Can anybody in the chat tell me what we are mixing our HydraGloss with? I want to make sure I drilled this in your pretty brains. What are we mixing our HydraGloss with? Zero Lift. Again, we are using our Zero Lift Cream Developer. And by utilizing our Zero Lift Cream Developer, we are making sure that our HydraGloss is living its most best demi-permanent life. So again, it is ammonia-free, gluten-free, silicone-free, alcohol-free, and when intermixed with our Zero Lift Cream Developer, it has extra bonding technology in it, which we are all about the soft, shiny, beautiful hair this year, right? Now, again, we are going to allow this to process at room temperature for up to 20 minutes, right? Now, when we say up to, I would say always do the full 20 minutes when you are aiming for gray blending. And when you are using her as a toner at the shampoo bowl, we are going to really kind of towel dry that hair, right? And then apply and kind of use your best judgment and watch her. Again, HydraGloss is a progressive hair color, as with any oxidative hair color. So you can kind of customize it that way as well. Now, our Zero Lift Cream Developer right here. I saw a question on what percentage of hydrogen peroxide is our Zero Lift Cream Developer. So it is 1.5. It's going to say it right there on your bottle. Now, we say also to use our Zero Lift Cream Developer to create that demi-permanent look with our HydraGloss. We also use Zero Lift with our Express tones and our Platinum toners. And we can also use our Zero Lift Cream Developer with any of our lighteners, right? So we can use it with our Pure Light Ultra Lightener, Pure Light Power Lightener, and our Pure Light Cream Lightener. But because our Zero Lift Cream Developer is 1.5% hydrogen peroxide, it allows us to continue that fully demi-permanent look and result because we need 3% hydrogen peroxide to create a permanent full color molecule. Now, we are not creating a permanent hair color when we are using our HydraGloss, so we don't need that strong or that much hydrogen peroxide. When we are using our HydraGloss, we are going to mix that 1 part of our HydraGloss to 1 part of our Zero Lift Cream Developer. And I want to say in the chat, I saw that there was a question about neutralizing violet. Or can you re-ask your question? I'm so sorry. I saw it and I want to make sure I at least get a gist of it. Or was it
Read it for
neutralizing?
you. You want me
Okay,
to
can
read
you
it
do
for you?
that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Erica says, I struggle with neutralizing yellow, the ones that don't have orange in the blondes without making it too ashy. I'm new to Pravana and I used to use the line that had V, violets, in every line for Demi. Would you mix a warm with the cool in this situation?
So if is your goal to be as ashy as possible or to be neutralized? Because if I am just going in and focusing on neutralizing my yellow by using HydraGloss, I am going to utilize, where is she? Let me get her for you real quick. I love our 10 ABV for something like that. So if it has like even a hint of that darker yellow or slight orange, we have that blue in there. And then we have it helping with that ash and that violet. So it has all of those tones to kind of neutralize that yellow in there. I will say when it comes to HydraGloss, bare bones of HydraGloss, do not overthink it. I've ran into that many a times when I am helping people start to use the line. All of these shades can be intermixed, yes, but they are beautiful and pre-blended on their own. And if you ever are kind of having an issue with toning, always make sure either if you have a swatch book or a color wheel, make sure you are paying attention to exactly where that color lives on that color wheel. Now, if you are, say we are that like lighter yellow, we can go over here and we can go into that violet and blue, right? So ABV is going to have all of those tones. So it is going to neutralize that pale yellow. Whereas if I'm going from somewhere that has even a hint of that orange, I want to make sure I am getting some of that blue in there, right? The most I've ever seen somebody also having toning issues, aside from overthinking it, is going with the lighter shade they think it is than the darker. If you think that your client is between a 9 and a 10, tone them like a 9, right? So in that case, I would then do my 10 ABV with some clear, and I can make my this 10 ABV into a 9. Or another great one that I don't want you guys to sleep on. I'm running out of time. I could talk about toning all day. I'm so sorry. Another one I don't want you to sleep on if you are wanting it to be not cool, not warm, a truly kind of neutral tone. Don't sleep on toning with the NTs or our neutrals, because again, they live right in the middle of that color line or of that color wheel. So there is tones in there that are going to neutralize and give you a neutral result, right? So if I lift to a level 10 and I want something neutral, I can go in with my 10 NT. I do it all the time and it comes out beautiful. So don't sleep on the neutrals, okay? And don't overthink it. I'm going to set her down real quick. Can you read that for me again, J. Travis, please?
Yes. Okay. Ashley says, I get a lot of banding doing root retouches with HydraGloss. I try my best not to overlap on previously colored hair. Any tips and tricks to lessen the banding?
So I personally have not run into a banding problem when it comes to HydraGloss. I would make sure that you are even like it's impossible to overlap a little bit, but if you are a little bit slower at applying that root retouch or slightly dragging it down a little bit, do an in between level. So say if you're doing they're a level 5, intermix equal parts of your 5 NT and your 6 NT so that that color overlap isn't going to grab a little bit. Is my only thought process. Again, I haven't ran into an issue of banding when it comes to HydraGloss. I'm wondering too about the different porosities of like clients' hair, because if the hair is more porous, it's gonna grab onto more of that color, I'm thinking. So yeah, try doing like a half a level, like a 5.5 versus like a true 5. You're welcome. I hope that helped. Perfect. Now we are getting to the very, very end. I feel like I have talked your guys' brains off. I am going to leave the floor to you really quickly and speak now or forever hold your peace. If you have any questions for me, and I'm going to have Jay Travis be my narrator, unless he's gone.
Nope, I'm here. Okay, let me see. Lorena says, if the hair is porous, can you fill it with clear first?
So if the hair is porous, I am going to go ahead and even out the porosity with my Intense Therapy leave-in spray because that is going to even out the porosity throughout the hair, right? I don't have to apply clear and HydraGloss to kind of even that out. I definitely recommend using our Intense Therapy leave-in conditioner, which if you have never used it, I don't know where you've been. It smells so good. It is going to help even out porosity. It is great for a cutting lotion. It is a great detangler, leaving it does everything. There's a little bit of everything in a little blue bottle. Just make sure you give her a shake. But yeah, I am going to even out porosity with my Intense Therapy leave-in spray versus my clear. And then you're not doing a whole color process, washing them and then drying them or continuing on with what you were doing. So it's definitely a faster way to kind of even out that porosity. Perfect. And then do you find it better to mix?
It says, do you find it better to mix levels to create the levels? Example, 10B plus 8B to make a 9B. Or is it better to mix with clear to lighten the level slash tone?
So this is a multifaceted question, and I'm going to try to answer it quickly. So when I am cutting with clear at our 10B, yes, I can get you down to a 9, but I'm also diluting that blue, right? If I want a true 9 and I want it to stay on that tone, I would prefer to do not equal parts. I'm going to do 3 parts of 10B to maybe 2 parts of my 8B because those lower levels again have more of that blue in there. But if I need something that is going to have all of that tone, like I'm fighting a lot of yellow and a lot of orange, I'm going to do it that way. If they only have like a slight hint of yellow or they still want a little bit of that reflect in there, I would go ahead and do it with the clear. Well, also, that would be an 8 with clear. 8B was clear, not 10B was clear. If you do 10B with clear, you're going to end up with like a 12. I don't know. See-through. Whatever people want you to lift their hair to. But yeah, if I need more of that pigment, I'm going to mix the two tones together to create that mid-tone. And if I need a more kind of clear, soft result, that's when I'm going to grab my clear. I hope that makes sense. Thumbs up, high five, heart emoji, any emoji? No. Perfect. I think I saw one more. We might have time for one, maybe two more.
Uh, it says, is it light or more translucent?
When are you asking when mixing with like a tone with clear? So I always tell people, do you use mixing with clear? Perfect. So a great way for me to kind of explain this is if you do use Pravana and you use like our Vivids, we have a clear pastel and a clear dilute. So our clear and HydraGloss is going to kind of give the result of clear dilute, right? It is going to make the tone lighter and brighter. So it is going to kind of brighten that tone slightly and make it less deep. I'm trying to find the right word for that, but yeah, think of it. Yes. So it is going to kind of be that lighter, brighter tone versus that like blue. I hope that makes sense. Perfect. All right, so I only have a few more minutes. I want to run through again really quickly mixing ratio. So you got, I know I've said it a million times, but I'm going to say it 1,000,001 times to set you guys all up for success. So again, our HydraGloss is our fully demi-permanent line that are all intermixable together along with clear. They are going to be mixed 1 part of our HydraGloss to 1 part of our Zero Lift Cream Developer. And they are going to process at room temperature. Again, nothing in PRAVANA goes under heat for up to 20 minutes. And when we are doing our mixing, we are using a scale because again, PRAVANA is a weighted color line. And I know you guys are all following the rules. And it is going to be that nice gel-like consistency that is very easy to apply to the hair. It will give us again up to 50% gray coverage. It is perfect to refresh mids and ends, to low light, for gray blending, for toning, anything your heart desires. HydraGloss is my go-to very often. Again, we are gluten-free, silicone-free, alcohol-free, ammonia-free, all the frees except for actually free. And we are going to use our clear to create custom shades or to do standalone shine treatments for our clients when they come in, whether for a haircut or a glossing treatment. And again, our clear has extra cationic conditioner to make it even shinier and even more hydrated. And it adds bonding technology when you use it with our Zero Lift Cream Developer. I am so happy you guys all hopped on here on your Monday morning. I hope you are way more comfortable using HydraGloss behind the chair. If you haven't tried it already, I hope you do. Keep an eye out on your email. You will be getting a link to this if you ever want to rewatch it. And make sure you follow PRAVANA and me at AmandaKay.hair on Instagram. And check out Pravana.com. We always have our new launches on there, favorite formulas, and of course we have our events page. So if you want to get more free education just like this, make sure you guys are paying attention, signing up. Remember, if you can't watch live, you will always get a link to watch later. So again, thank you guys so much. I hope you have a great rest of your day and tag me in anything you make. I'm excited to see what you guys do with this. Thank you guys so much. And I'm going to sign this over to Jay Travis to see if he has anything to say to you guys. If not, I will see you around.